You made it to episode 6 of Talk Troopers. Feel free to stop over at TalkTroopers.com, leave us a message. If you want to do the intro for us, feel free to do that and give yourself a drop to your podcast or video, whichever your choosing is. But otherwise, enjoy.
Freaking goes there.
All right, we're recording. Meyer?
Meyer, nobody goes there, but they have electronics.
See, the Meyer by my house, it's always so skimpy. They
don't get much, but nobody goes there, so even if they only have 2.
My Mario diorama I got there, but that's about it. I was actually looking for other things when I found that.
Is that the Lego?
No, it's just a diorama. It's just plastic pieces snapped together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it has actual action figures, not imposable, but it came with Mario. I have a Luigi that I don't know where the hell it came from, but it matches it. So I'm like, cool, what's going on there?
Happy accident.
Exactly. Yeah. Kind of like when you're running and you actually can't hold it anymore as you're squatting, but you did get the pants down in time.
So you know it's going to be a good day then.
Yeah. If you can make that, you can make anything for the rest of the day. I don't know why I just correlated all that together. So, a lot of people complain about the Switch's kickstand and how easy it comes off and it can come off and stuff. And I found out why now the other day. I docked it with the stand sticking out by accident. And I was pretty quick about it because you get used to docking after a while. Mm-hmm. That thing just went ping across the room. I'm like, it makes sense why it comes out easy now.
I never have mine out, so it's pretty flat against there.
I got that Kishi controller for my phone that makes my phone look kind of like a Switch. Mm-hmm. So I've been playing a lot. I've been jumping back and forth a lot. All my games I have on Dreamcast, I have on my phone now. And then, so the Switch, I've been playing that, and then I'll put that down. I'll pick up the Kishi controller with the phone. And I've been playing Dreamcast games lately. I sent you a couple pictures. That Toy Story game's actually quite fun. I gotta get further into it, though.
Unlike that Super Nintendo one we tried playing, and that's about 10 minutes.
That thing was horrible. Oh my god, that was a side-scroller. Mm-hmm. And that was Super Nintendo.
Weren't all the Disney ones side-scrollers? Like Lion King and other than a couple of levels, I mean.
Yeah, because there was the Mickey had a game. It actually was a pretty good game, and they remade it also a few times where you progressed. You started with Steamboat Willie and everything was black and white. And as you got further, you aged as Mickey and became colorized and stuff. But there was a couple scenes where you're actually running towards the screen, like not third person or first person, whatever it'd be, where like you're facing the character. Mickey's running towards you. Mm-hmm. And things are chasing you on a couple boards. It was actually pretty good. That was a good game. Those Mickey games, they really, I don't know what it is. Like that company, for some reason, they can just screw certain things really badly up, and then other things are gold in their hands. I don't get it.
See, they weren't so into screwing things up back then.
Yeah, that's true. But even with the Marvel movies, some of them are fantastic. Other ones are just like Circus. Was that Circus?
Yeah, Andy Circus, yeah.
Yeah, God, that guy, he can look like anyone, except anyone. Like, he always looks like himself.
Well, when he's in the movie.
Yeah, he could just, like he should have played Michael Keaton's role in Multiplicity reboot, because he can be so many different people, but he's always looks like he always looks like Circus. Mm-hmm. That guy, I love that guy. That poor bastard. He, his checkbook must just, how he lifts that thing, I don't know. I mean, what's he doing? The voice and CGI work for 50 movies at a time? Because did he do Snoke?
He did Snoke. He did Caesar in the Planet of the Apes, the new ones.
Yes.
He did Lord of the Rings. He did the Gollum. And wasn't he doing like a couple of those at the same time? I could have sworn he was... because they would they could film him, and then they just glossed over him.
Yeah, I could have swore he was doing... Out of those 3 movies, 2 of them he was doing at the same time, I thought.
He didn't do Smog, because I think Benedict Cumberbatch did that one himself.
Oh, that does
the movements and stuff for that.
Yeah. Oh, you'll be happy to hear this. So rumor has it that Microsoft, and maybe it's not a rumor, it's only a rumor because I didn't confirm it. My favorite kind of rumors.
Check your sources.
Check your source. I am not your source. But I'm going to tell you this anyways, because we just feed off rumors anyways. Microsoft has said, no, we are not buying Sega.
Nintendo, the ball is in your court.
I'm telling you, I still think Microsoft and Sega should do a partnership, or not a buyout, a partnership, or Stadia in Nintendo should do one. Because if you could put the streaming aspect for the higher end games on the Switch, I would never need another unit. That'd be it. Turn that thing into a cell phone also.
If Nintendo fully owned Sonic, they'd be unstoppable.
Oh my God, that'd be awesome. Well, I don't think they'll ever own them fully. Maybe someday. I mean, I would walk around.
If they bought Sega, why wouldn't they own Sonic?
Because, well, it just depends how it's bought. Because companies, when they sell, a lot of times they get divvied up into different categories. Because it's all licensing. The same license don't apply.
You're buying Sega. It's like 20th Century Fox. Disney bought Fox to get X-Men. Everything else they didn't give a damn about. They're just going to put it in Drive Docs anyway. So Nintendo would be buying Sega to get Sonic.
Oh, they would be doing it to get Sonic, yeah. But I mean, you don't have to do it that way. They would do it for that reason, but I'm just saying you don't have to do
Otherwise, I don't see what's the point of buying Sega if you don't get Sonic.
I don't see the point of buying Sega, just buy Sonic.
What else does Sega have that would be worth anything?
Exactly, so just buy Sonic.
Well, then you might as well buy Sega and get the 2K games.
Oh, all right. I can give it up to... Yeah.
Because eventually EA is going to lose their grip on that. Because people are rejecting the Madden games. Well, you'd like to think they are, but they still buy them every year. Well, but if they'd stop doing that, then 2K could get back into the game.
How about the soccer fiasco? Where people are like,
I didn't hear about that.
It's literally a copy and paste. It's the same damn game. It's a roster update. That's it. They found code from last year's game in it. And then the version they put out for Switch... So there's rumors out there. All right, so today is Rumor Mill. So this will be on Tuesday. So this is Rumor Mill Tuesday, or Thursday, depends how I edit it up. But it's Rumor Mill Tea Day. So apparently the version you get on Switch, they're contractually obligated to do for some reason. I don't understand it. I don't know if it's because they got the licensing, and when they got the licensing and basically pissed on everyone else, they said, well, you got to put it out for all the major consoles then. I guess the Switch version is garbage. If you buy it, you are literally getting you're paying $50-some for a roster update of last year's, and people are pissed.
Well, what has been Madden? Hasn't that been the argument against Madden?
Pretty much. Well, that's been my argument for it. But I mean,
it shined up from last year, and then they threw if there was like Tom Brady, now he's on the Patriots.
Yeah, except this time,
just $60.
This time, apparently it literally is just some DLC. Like, I mean, we always teased about it before, but there was always slight. I still say it's a copy and paste, but at least there were some changes. This one, apparently, there's no changes. It's bad. I hope EA loses it, which, it's funny because I'm a huge NHL 94 fan. I love that. I love the first few Maddens. I mean, they started it, but...
Yeah, but if they're going to be that way about it, then they shouldn't have it.
I agree.
Or at least they shouldn't just be theirs. You should have like you always could have. You could have NBA Jam, you could have NBA Live, and you could have Tecmo Bowl, you could have Madden, you could have 2K,
Blitz.
Quarterback Club, Blitz. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I actually... I don't need the licensing. I don't need the names. Get rid of them. Just come out with a good game.
Make it a replacements game.
Oh my
you have the
God.
Washington, whatever they were, I forget, but yeah, make it like that.
Do it after the movie, even. Like call the guy Falco if you pick that team. That'd be awesome. You could even is Madden still alive?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, get Madden to narrate it even.
I used to mute the Madden games just so he'd shut up.
Oh, really? I love the scene, though, when Keanu Reeves walks into the bar and he's going up to the cheerleader as a bartender, and Madden's narrating the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
I love that crap. Oh, my God.
See, that might be the best football movie, and it doesn't even feature the NFL.
I know, isn't that funny? Well, is the Cowboys in it? Or
no,
it's Dallas, but it's a different team.
It's not the Cowboys, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God, that'd be so awesome. I would buy that game.
Oh, I would. The Replacements 2.
God, that would
maybe they were so successful that they splintered off and formed their own league, and you can do that.
I would You know, I wouldn't mind an arena football game. Is there an arena football game?
I don't think anyone in the world has ever wanted that.
Are you kidding me? That's because they haven't been to one. You got to admit, when they're catching a ball on the boards and they're getting tackled into the boards, that was pretty awesome.
Well, I don't doubt that it's fun, but isn't that part of that? I mean, could you capture that in a video game? I don't know.
I don't know. It's pretty cool when you're playing hockey and you smack someone over the boards.
Well, they get the people that whine that, oh, you can score 300 points because it's only 50-yard field.
Yeah, you know what? That's true. Because all you have to do, you get 4 downs, all you have to do is try throwing. You're going to get one of them. I call it the Chewy effect.
You don't even need a running back. You just throw all 4 downs.
That was my favorite part about NFL 2K on the Dreamcast is I always would take the Packers because Chewy was always good for 1 out of 4. Poor bastard had to get in that damn hot tub.
Yeah, if you'd have just stayed out of that tub.
Yep. Yeah. He's lucky that chick that accused him, though, was such a raging, whatever you want to call her, because I watched that on court TV, too, and she swore, yeah, it was less than a minute. And both prosecutors and defense are both asking her this, and they're like, less than a minute. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself the whole time, I'm like, have you ever tried putting a sock on with a wet foot? That takes me 3 minutes alone. And they're claiming they went in there dressed, got undressed, and came out fully dressed. I'm like, I'm sorry, that didn't happen.
He shouldn't have been in the position. He was the adult.
That is 100% correct. That is 100% correct. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time because he had a stupid morality issue.
Just be like, that sounds fun, but I'm going to have to take a pass.
Yeah. How old are you? No, that's okay.
No, that's nothing good would ever come from this.
I'll pay for the babysitter to come over.
Yeah, nothing ever good will come from this. I'll just watch porn.
I can't remember who it was. Was it Mark Bailing or somebody? Somebody always said nothing good happens at 3 a.m. outside a strip club.
A lot of the famous quotes have been misattributed over the years.
Well, that's true. He probably didn't actually come up with it. I always liked listening to him, except for the fact that he didn't believe wind chill was an issue. And I started listening to him when I worked on cars outside. He's like, no, 30 degrees is 30 degrees.
Bull crap.
I'm like, bitch, leave your office and come work with me for a day. I'll show you 30 degrees.
Step out of the heated studio once, Mark.
Yeah. Yeah, he was an arrogant dick, but he knew his stuff. I'll give him credit for that. Yeah, except for wind chill. Thank God he wasn't a meteorologist. Of course, they don't get crap right half the time either.
I still love the 50% chance of rain. Yeah. Well, you can't be wrong, can you?
Oh my God, yeah. My house doesn't unlock from it, and I'm skeptical of doing that because I realized if you had like one of those garage door openers where you could say, hey, Echo, open the garage door, what's to stop someone from walking up to your windows and yelling that until the garage door opened? Like if they found out you had it, just walk up. I mean, the things are sensitive as hell. All hell. I can be in the other room and say, Echo, send in an announcement. And it'll be, what's your announcement? And you can barely hear it in the room. And you'll be like, hey, dinner's ready or something. And it comes through crystal clear on all the other dots.
So, what's the difference between doing that and just yelling, hey, dinner's ready?
Because I'm in the basement.
But you got to go up to eat dinner, correct?
Yeah, but it covers everybody. Second floor. Well, it's only a 2-story house, but 3 floors because of the basement. So if Angie's in the kitchen, she doesn't have to yell. She just says, Echo, send an announcement. And she'll say, dinner's ready. And it recognizes that command. So it plays the triangle sound, that ding, 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 like Old Western. And then it says what she said. So if you're upstairs, downstairs, in the garage.
I really don't see how it makes your life any easier.
You don't have to yell. Multiple times.
Hey. Is it 5 o'clock? That's probably pretty close to dinner time.
4.
Oh, my mistake.
We eat at different times every day. In fact, I have not ate yet. Where is my food?
Well, because you don't have Echo telling you it's time to eat. You was starved down there, I guess, if Echo didn't tell you it was dinner time.
That's right.
Good God.
It's awesome. That, and I have it set up, too, where I can say, Echo, play music everywhere. And I have the everywhere command as a group so that it'll play the same song it's playing through all of them. So I can walk through the house and still sing along with the song.
So which movie becomes real life first? Wall-E, The Matrix, or Terminator?
Wait, what were the... Wall-E, The Matrix, or Terminator?
Yeah, which one of those becomes real life first?
So you set them in a weird order. Because really it's got to be Terminator first. Because the humans create Skynet. It's funny,
humans created the Matrix too. They created the AI that created the Matrix.
They did, but at this point the humans are either underground or they're batteries. So that would be after the Terminator part.
But the Matrix is coming true because look at you. Your VR, your dot, you're basically connected to the internet at all times.
Yeah, so I'm that stage between...
so the Matrix happened first, and now your robot vacuum, which is Terminator.
See, I still say Terminator's first. I had the vacuum cleaner before I had the Deco Dots. So it's funny because I want to get a flip phone and get rid of my smartphones too. But yet I'm tracked all the time anyways. But so I like this, what you brought up though, actually. So here's my opinion. I think it's Terminator first because the humans built the system. Then it goes to Matrix because you're
saying Skynet is the AI that would create the Matrix. Gotcha. Okay.
Correct. And then Wall-E is off Earth after it's been destroyed completely. So that I just automatically put as the third.
Okay.
And then by the time it returns, well, everything's garbaged out. So Wall-E's the only thing left. That and that cockroach.
And the fat lazy humans on their hover chairs in the space.
That all live to be over 100 years old, yeah.
Sure they will.
No, and so if you watch in the captain's quarters, as they go through the different pictures and they're getting fatter and fatter and fatter, if you watch their years, they get older and older and older too. They're living to be over 100 years old by the last captain.
Well, because they're not doing anything.
Yeah, I mean, they're being kept...
There's no stress. They're basically just house cats with their balls chopped off.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And
so
even...
There's no stress. There's no anything.
There's nothing overworking their heart. Even though they're overweight, they're probably they're just chill.
Yeah. So as long as that food tube doesn't clog up your asshole, I guess you're going to survive.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched... Well, I haven't seen one in a long time. You know how YouTube, you watch something and it just kind of puts those together and says, oh, you might like these two. I was watching the Pixar theories.
Oh, they're all in the same universe?
Yeah. So it was...
that's blown to hell by Wall-E, unless that's like...
No, they got it figured out. That's what I was watching.
So Wall-E would be the end of the universe no matter what?
I think Wall-E's before Cars.
So Wall-E takes place and then Cars become sentient and...
There's something...
self-aware or whatever, and...
There's something about it. It's because, like...
But isn't Wall-E a deserted wasteland?
It is. Well, maybe Cars is after Wall-E. I don't remember. Maybe it's
I don't understand
after
how it could be after Wall-E because...
I don't remember.
In Wall-E, isn't the world like there's no plants, there's nothing? But in Cars, there's trees all over the place, there's campgrounds.
Yeah, but that's possible. I mean, they just brought that one ship with humans back. I mean, if it's way after, it's believable.
I still think Cars would have to be first because let's say humans just left. That would be when Cars would take place, and Wall-E would still be after that.
Well, I could see it there, but I could see it being afterwards too. I'm talking like centuries later, because the trees would grow back by then, and things would be different. I don't know. You know what? Now I want to watch it again. It was good how they put it together. Like the B&G, that actually fits in Wall-E and fits in the other one. They all start fitting together. Some of them are pretty loose in how they fit, but they do fit. It's Sid's like a garbage man in one of them.
Well, Sid's a garbage man in Toy Story 3.
Is it Toy Story 3? All right, so that's the same
universe.
At the
beginning, he has a... Well, of course the Toy Story's in the same universe.
Well, yeah. It's... Oh, there's something with that, too. There's something with the cars and the toys and how they're both sentient. Those are connected somehow. I don't remember how. I just remember when I heard it, I was like, oh, yeah, that's pretty good. See, I got to watch them again. They're good. I like watching them.
Well, I don't disagree. It's just it's hard to... Cars and Wall-E kind of don't fit.
Well, not directly. You got to remember there's time in them.
Because the Bugs Life show up in Toy Story 2, the bugs.
Do they?
Yep, when Buzz is crashing through this bush, they're on one of the leaves, and they're talking. He busts through and he throws them off.
That's right. I think I do remember that.
Monsters Inc. would be because they're in a completely separate universe, so their doors could lead anywhere. You could do anything with that.
Yep, and that actually might be part of the Cars thing too. That sounds familiar for some reason. I don't know why.
So Monsters Inc. would be like the linchpin of it, because they could go in any door, which would be any movie, which would connect them all.
Yeah, it could be any multiverse or anything like that.
Yeah.
Then there's the... So you got Toy Story. Oh, Up. So Up, like, they're supposed to somehow... I think they're like Ethel might be Andy's mom's mom. I could be wrong on that. See, it's been so long. I haven't watched any of that. Like I said, I hadn't seen it in a while. They were good, though, when I was watching them.
Well, there's the theory that Andy's mom was the owner of Jessie.
Yeah.
When she was a girl.
Actually, that theory makes complete sense, too, and I actually kind of like it.
The timeline fits with that, too. Yeah, I do like that she was the owner of Jessie. Jessie ended up back with Andy then.
Well, and it explains why she would never get rid of Woody, like in the rummage sale. Like, she's like, I can't do that, because she knew what it was like to lose hers, because she never lost it on purpose.
She gave it away.
No, she fell asleep. Didn't she fall asleep and it got left under the tree?
No, she put it in the box for giveaway, all her cowgirl stuff.
Andy's mom?
Well, the girl that left Jessie behind.
I thought, yeah, we don't know it's Jessie's mom. I thought that...
We're going to assume that it is. When they show that scene, when Jessie's singing her song, she's in the box and she puts it in for that donation thing. So she purposely gives Jessie away.
That's right. It was either the clown or the bear that got left behind because the kid fell asleep.
It could be that she didn't give Woody away because she was guilty of giving Jessie away when she was a kid. That she regretted it, and that's why she wouldn't do it.
That's true. Yeah, she could have got rid of it and still regretted it. I mean, there's things I've done that I'm on collection number 3 right now. So.
Yes, I remember you selling the 32X.
Oh, don't make me cry. You know what the worst part is I've repurchased it. I mean, I have the Megazord again, but I don't have the box anymore. And the funny thing is, I'm not a box collector, but I had a mint box on that because the day I got it for the video store, I put the box in a closet and it never got touched again. Because I was visiting my mom and I unboxed it there and just took it with me to the video store after I left her house, and the box sat in her front closet all those years. The zip ties, everything, the original cables, because I didn't need the cables. Because I think I was replacing a broken 32X, and that's why. And I just... That and the guy was just kind of a prick who bought it from me. I think that's what bothered me the most was he's like, well, you're not going to get more than this from it. In the back of my head, I even remember thinking to myself, I'm like, well, I don't really need to sell it that bad either.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, he gave me $80 for it. So, I mean, it wasn't
for a 32X?
What's that?
For a 32X, I'd take that.
32X in the box, yeah. I know, it was his attitude. Like, I
understand.
Yeah, I don't think I got ripped off. He was just a dick about it. You know, if I needed to sell it, it'd be different. But I didn't need to sell it. I was just selling it. He was just an ass. I don't know. It paid for my Retron, which to this day I still use. So,
and you got the 32X anyway.
Yeah, I ended up finding one. Actually, so now I feel like a dick about that. I actually went to this antique mall and they had the top loader Wishbone NES, which I'll take you to that sometime when we get you up here. He had mass toys, everything. It was cool. It was a smaller shop, but it was really cool, all the stuff he had. And he had a 32X, and he was missing all the cables. But I had extra cables because that one I had was a replacement, so I just had cables. And I remember just asking him, I'm like, he wanted 35 for it. I'm like, I'll give you 20 for that and all these games. And I put like 5 games up there. And he's like, how about like 30? And I'm like, okay. Well, after that, everybody started trying to get a deal on him. I'm like not even 5 feet away from the counter. Be like, what would you do for this? How about I give you this? He's like, no more deals. He was so pissed at me. You could just see him looking at me like, I should never give you that deal. I'm like,
well, you buried the lead. What was the amount on that top loader Nintendo?
They were $80.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
No, I almost bought one. This was, I went with Ken, my old coworker there. So this was at least 6 years ago, because I've been at my job now for 5 years, and I know I was at least there for like a year. So, be honest, I would have to ask him where that place was even. I don't even remember where it was. The place I would love to get you to go to, I don't even think it's there anymore. You walked in and it looked like they got robbed. I mean, there was crap everywhere. I got my Game Boy there for $10, mint condition. I was just in there with Ross one day, and this guy was putting together an NES set, and he found the box with the styrofoam. I actually walked him around finding him stuff to put in it because I had seen all the parts that go in it. He was the one who had robbed the robot for $80 also. Well, also $80. He wasn't the same guy as the 32X guy, but
yeah, I still got my original Rob.
Yeah,
all the pieces too.
This guy had a mint condition one of those and a Game Boy, Virtual Boy. And then I didn't have the money at the time. I came back later and they were both gone. I'm like,
why do I want a Virtual Boy? Why do I want one? I want a Virtual Boy. I don't know why.
I got one. I don't ever play that thing. I had to have it though.
Can you? I want it. I don't understand why.
It actually, the Wario game on it is great. It is a great game actually. It's
all I remember is when the Toys R Us had the demo out and it had, I think it was tennis, and you looked in and you're like, I can't even stare at this anymore.
You know, I couldn't either. I used to get headaches. Now that I'm older, I don't know what it is. It doesn't bother me. I can. The trick is you got to have a chair that you can lower or else have something a little higher, because otherwise you're crunched over. If you can stay at a decent height, it makes all the difference in the world.
Seriously, if I could have just been like 5 years older than I was when that stuff came out, I'd have been like, just when it was super on clearance, so I just buy 2 of those and keep them.
I know. I got mine at Game Trade. They gave me a pretty good price on it. I remember I was in Milwaukee at the time at some comic book shops, actually, and I get a phone call. And it came up Game Trade on my phone. I didn't even realize I had their number on my phone. And I answered, and they're like, hey, we got that game, a Virtual Boy you were looking for. I'm like, oh, how much? And I don't remember. But they told me, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm in Milwaukee. I'll come get it tomorrow. Is that okay? And they're like, yeah. And they're like, oh, by the way, we have the in-the-box Sega CD also. I'm like, damn it, yes.
Well, they knew they got a whale on the line.
Yeah, they did.
Hey, don't worry. When Craig owned his video in his comic book store, he knew I was the whale, and not just by look.
That's why I had to lose all the weight, so they didn't know me anymore.
I would just walk in and be like, hey, put this aside for you. How'd you know I wanted that? And he's like, do you want it, right? I was like, yes, of course. Put it on the pile.
I actually feel bad. I haven't been at Game Trade in a long time. I just haven't had time, or I got to get my basement clean before I start my collection back up. Because I want all the Master System games. I gotta get back in there. I want to get back over there, but it.
See, I gotta get back up there too because I got a list now to look for. Normally, when I go in there, I'm like overwhelmed every time. I forget everything in my head when I walk in there. But I got a list now of things to focus and look for. So.
See, next time you come up, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna meet you in Sheboygan, and we're gonna go to Freak Toys first. Mm-hmm. And then we'll cruise up to De Pere and hit Game Trade on the way up there. And if you can't find it between those two,
Freak Toys, I'm looking for some completely different stuff.
Oh, they have games too, though.
No, I know, but I got other stuff there I want to look for. Game Trade is focused on just the games. Freak Toys, that's an even bigger list.
Yeah, I got to get back to Game Trade. There's so many things I want. Freak Toys has a lot of the... Game Trade doesn't get a lot of the Master System stuff in. Well, of course, it's all hit or miss. It just depends. He goes through a lot of inventory, which is what I like about that place. It's always changing.
Ever since I got you that one at Media Exchange down here, the Master System market down here has dried up.
Yeah, I think it's one of those people like collecting for it because they only had like 180 games. That was it. It's and not very many of them are rare. There are a couple rare ones I'll probably never get, but other than that, they're all... I don't think there's very many that you can't find for under $20, if not under 10.
Well, there's a perfect one to collect them all then. It's cheap and there's easy to find.
Yeah, that and also the Game Gear. The Game Gear one, I don't care if it's in a box. And that's just because I have so many that are not in the box. And I did the cassette tape thing where I printed off my own covers.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, so I like how that looks. And then my Master System, they just happen to all be in a box. And I'm like, well, crap, I might as well keep this going.
Well, because Master System was the plastic box, Game Gear was the cardboard that got thrown away like the Nintendos.
Yep.
I'm still pissed that Nintendo didn't do that. That would have been so cool.
I wish the Game Gear would have. Could you imagine how cool that box would have been? Plastic, that thin, and it would have been like just a little thicker than a CD box.
Yeah, they should have done that.
God, that would have been awesome. Hey, thanks for listening. If you like, head over to TalkTroopers.com, leave us a message. Let us know, who do you think which would be first? Wally, Matrix, or the Terminator? Personally, I said you have Terminator, then The Matrix, and then Wall-E, because that's after everything is destroyed and we came back. But otherwise, head over there, send us your opinion. If you want, we'll put it on the air. You know, given it's coherent and clean, of course. But other than that, have a good one.